Mara Hale had never felt as small as she did when the United Terran Colonization Board stamped rejected across her application, insufficient community value. That line shattered her more than the rejection itself. After losing her job, surviving a divorce, and watching her savings vanish like dust in solar wind, she had hoped farming on an alien world would be her Rosetta quiet life, a new beginning. Instead, she was left with nothing but silence, so she did something stupid, brave, or both. She bought a farm anyway, a forgotten one, on a forgotten moon, from a forgotten listing that no one had touched in decades. Gavros 3, a frontier moon once used by the old Zalurian Empire for off-world agriculture, now abandoned, overgrown, cheap, the kind of place where humans weren't expected to survive long. But Mara wasn't like most humans. She simply refused to give up. A broken farm and a woman who wouldn't betrayed her shuttle touched down in a cloud of red dust, revealing a landscape of cracked soil and gnarled violet trees. Half-collapsed domes dotted the horizon. Old hydroponic structures, once thriving, now nothing but skeletons. The farmstead itself was a mess. Roof half missing, water pumps clogged, solar panels shattered. Mara adjusted her gloves and whispered, "All right, old girl, let's fix you up." And she meant both the farm and herself. She worked for days patching holes, clearing vines, repairing systems with scrap and stubbornness. On Earth, she had been ignored, dismissed, overlooked. Here, on Gavros, there was no one to reject her, only work to do, only land to claim, only future to build. The first strange THUNG on the 8th day. After repairing the irrigation rig, Mara decided to plant her first crop, corn. Humans had tested it on alien soil before. It grew almost anywhere. It was symbolic. Corn had always been the crop of resilience. She chose a patch near the old barn, cleared it, tilled it, and began dropping seeds into the ground by hand. It was peaceful, repetitive, healing, until her shovel hit something solid. Clank, she frowned. Not a rock, not metal piping, something else. She brushed aside the dirt, and a faint pattern emerged, a hexagonal plate etched with lines that glowed faintly blue. Tech, she whispered. Gavros-3 shouldn't have had deep tech installations. It was a simple farm moon. Her pulse quickened. She kept digging. The hexagonal plate was connected to others, a honeycomb structure forming a sealed lid. After clearing the final layer of dirt, she found a symbol in the center, Zalurian royal crest. Mara froze. The Zalurians were secretive, powerful, and had disappeared mysteriously a century ago. Their technology was coveted, dangerous, and illegal to tamper with. What was royal tech doing under an old agricultural field? "Okay," she whispered. "This is either really good or really bad." She touched the crest, the ground vibrated, that the lid split open, and the moon itself seemed to take a breath. The buried Canberra, faint blue mist rose as the underground chamber unlocked for the first time in 100 years. A ramp extended. Lights flickered awake. Mara, farmer by stubbornness and explorer by accident, grabbed a torch and descended. The chamber was massive smooth walls, humming conduits, crystalline data towers. But at the center sat something unexpected. A cylindrical pod, human-sized, still powered, still alive, a stasis chamber. Her breath caught inside was a child. No, not a child. A Zellurian juvenile, their version of a preteen. Pale lavender skin. Frilled facial ridges, floating peacefully in cryofluid. Mara stumbled back. A living Zellurian heir buried on a farm. Impossible. Zellurians never misplaced royalty, unless they had meant to hide him. Her mind raced. The disappearance of the Zellurian Empire had been the great unsolved mystery of the last century. Conspiracies, rumors, theories, but no proof. Until now. Mara's voice shook. What the hell did I just dig up? Then the pod beeped. A message projected into the ancient Zellurian script, translating into Terran Standard. If you are reading this, our empire has fallen. Protect the prince. He is the last. Mara stared. She had just unearthed the last living royal of a vanished galactic civilization. While planting corn, a human's PRO mess, the pod began its automatic revival sequence. No, no, no. Mara panicked. I don't know how to take care of a Zellurian kid. But the process couldn't be stopped. The fluid drained, the pod opened, and the juvenile inside gasped it desperate. Fragile sound. He collapsed into her arms. Trembling. Large violet eyes stared at her in fear. Mara swallowed. It's okay, she whispered instinctively. You're safe. I've got you. He didn't understand her words, but he understood. Her tone, his shaking slowed. He clung to her. Mara felt something soft crack open in her chest. Part of her, she thought, had died. Someone needed her. Someone trusted her. She whispered again, firmer this time. I'll protect you. I promise. When the galaxy found Outether Chambers, activation triggered old beacons' distress signals, broadcasting to anyone listening. Someone listened. 3 days later, a ship descended over her farm's sleek black, shaped like a blade. Not human, not friendly. Mara grabbed the juvenile whom she had started calling Kiro and ran. But the ship landed between her and the farmhouse. A tall insectoid warrior emerged, mandibles clicking. Human, it rasped. You have activated Zellurian property. The child is ours. Mara set her feet, heart hammering. No, she said. He's under my protection. The warrior cocked its head. You, a solitary you cannot protect anything. Mara lifted her shovel. The alien laughed. What do you plan to do? Farm me to death. Behind her, Kiro trembled, and something inside Mara snapped. I've been stepped on my whole damn life, she growled. Not anymore. The alien lunged, and Mara swung. The shovel cracked across its mandible with a sound like thunder. The warrior stumbled. Mara didn't stop. She struck again, and again, and again. Humans were many things, fragile, soft-skinned, reckless, but when cornered, they were terrifying. The warrior fell, defeated. Mara panted. Shovel dripping blue ICHOR. She whispered without turning Kiro. Run to the barn. Now, he obeyed. More warriors emerged. Too many. Mara's arms shook. She couldn't fight them all. Not with a shovel. Not alone. But her farm had other ideas. The ground rumbled. The buried Zellurian systems sheed. Awakened, lit up. And holographic sentry sentient defense. Constructs materialized around her. Weapons humming. The lead warrior took a step back. Impossible. Only royalty can activate. Then he froze. Kiro stepped out from behind Mara. The constructs bowed to him. Mara grinned. Yeah, he's royalty. The warriors fled. The constructs vanished. Silence fell. Mara finally exhaled. Then Kiro hugged her waist, trembling not from fear, but relief. Mara stroked his head. Told you. I've got you. Asterisk. The galaxy's new SECRIT word spread quickly. A Zellurian heir had been found. But so had something else. A human woman who stood between a child and an army with nothing but a shovel. Governments sent envoys. Corporations sent offers. Mercenaries sent threats. Mara refused them all. Her farm, once abandoned, became a sanctuary. Old Zellurian systems awakened. Fields flourished. Corn grew taller than she was. And Kiro smiled more each day. One evening, while watching stars rise over the violet trees, Kiro tugged her sleeve. Ra. It was the first time he'd spoken her name. Her throat tightened. Yeah, kiddo. He pointed at the horizon. Home. Mara looked down at him. Do you want to go home someday? He shook his head. No, home. Here. He pressed a small hand to her chest. Here. Mara blinked fast. She hugged him gently. Yeah, here is home. And as the stars shimmered, the ancient systems hummed beneath her feet, and the corn swayed softly in alien wind. Mara Hale realized something. She hadn't just unearthed a secret. She had unearthed a purpose. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming next, because humans didn't need approval from any colonization board. They built their own destiny, one shovel swing at a time. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.